Captain Benjamin Davis, you are one of those guys that is right on the border of retirement. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. 19 and a half years.
And that is just absolutely insane to know that you're right there at retirement and know that they're attempting to force you out. Are you're a pilot? Is that what I understand?
Yes, sir. I'm a pilot.
And your story is you're active duty, right? You're not reserve or anything.
I'm in the Guard. I've been on Title 10 orders for the last 6 years continuously. I started out active duty. So, yeah.
So tell us your story. Tell us how your commanders came down with this and the ultimatum that you were given.
Okay, so day before the order came out, they had a commander's call where they hired an expert to come in and tell us about how wonderful the vaccine was. And they said we can ask all of our questions. Well, at the end, we started asking questions. As soon as questions were being asked that were serious, they cut it off. They said, well, we don't have time for questions. They just cut everybody out. We're not going to ask those type. They started out with, we can't ask those type of questions. Like they're literally about the information. And then they said, well, we don't have time for any questions. They just cut it off. So I went and talked to the JAG. She said, well, I didn't even know anything about this. And so she said, well, this is the information. I said, where's your source? She pulls it out. It was the New York Times. I'm like, the New York Times is your source of legal information? She said, well, we're told it's legal. I'm like, okay. Full bird colonel, judge advocate general, that's the lawyer for the commander. That's her source of information and what they can do. Anyway, I'm working grave shift at that point. So I went home, went to bed, worked all night. And about the time I was supposed to go home in the morning, they said, oh, you have a meeting with the commander. And everybody was meeting with the commander at that point. It was a surprise. Here's your letter. You must comply with this right now. So, and it was, and it said, if you don't take the approved community one, you can also fulfill this order by taking the other ones, which are EUA. So I mentioned that. I pulled out my Constitution, which I carry with me all the time. I said, hey, it actually violates this line, it violates this line, it violates this line. He said, well, until they come for my guns, he said, this isn't even my order. This comes from higher up. So I'm just a messenger. So I'm like, what about the German soldiers said, oh, just get on the train, right? And just go down the road. Or at the concentration camps, the soldiers at the Nuremberg trials, they said, well, we didn't actually gas them. We just, herded them into the showers. And it's like, wait a second. There's something very wrong with the mentality of it's not really my deal. A lot of people are like, well, I'm about to retire. I've already got my rank and I don't really care. For me, even if they kick me out, this isn't the end of my fight. I swore an oath before God and to defend the Constitution of the United States. That's going to continue from both when I started all the way up until the day I die. And the retirement, I'm not really afraid. They're like, what if you can't pay your house bill? I'm like, well, God will provide. There's 200 people in our unit. There's 3%, only 6 of us are holding out. And out of those, at the commander's call, of all the people that hadn't got the shot yet, when they kept telling us we needed to before the mandate came out, there was over 100 people. They said 60% had not taken it until that order came out. And the guys would come up to me afterwards. They said, how are you still here? Because we were told as soon as that order comes out, if you don't get it, they're going to be disciplining you and you might go to the brig. They said all this action was threatened against them if they didn't take it. I'm like, I don't know. This is where the Lord has me. I did file a medical accommodation that took 24 hours for them to deny it, based on polyethylene glycol, which is one of the ingredients in the shot. It's documented that's in there. Polyethylene glycol is the same stuff you put in the radiator. It's antifreeze. So I brought in the MSDS sheet to the doctor for the medical evaluation. And I showed him, hey, it says, do not get it on your skin. Do not inhale. Do not ingest. She said, well, it doesn't say do not inject, and it's going in injection, so it won't hurt you. I said, well, if it goes in my mouth, at least my body has a chance to fight it off as opposed to injecting it in my bloodstream.
It's insane that we're run by a nation of idiots. I mean, I am absolutely convinced these people do not have the first lick of common sense. And when they said to you, I can't believe you're not gone yet. Here's what I've been trying to tell people. They have no authority to do anything they are doing. None. Zero. And all it is a paper tiger. Now, my situation here is a little different, but the principle still applies. When I was coaching my 4 boys, and I've got four little ones that I'm trying to keep from inheriting a nation that's run by communists, I coached their flag football, and the health department came down there in the first year of this nonsense and said, you guys need to wear masks and social distance or we're shutting you down. And I told the guy who runs the league, I said, it's a paper tiger. I said, they have no authority to do anything that they're doing, and I'm not complying. Well, then a couple weeks later, we got another call. They're going to shut us down. I said, no, they don't. No, they're not. You want me to take a shot? You want me to wear a mask? You pass a law. That's how America works. Governors can't give mandates, just like a general who gives an order on a base. It doesn't apply to everybody else in the nation. It only applies to the people in the chain of command. Governors cannot give mandates to the people. You want me to get a shot? Pass a law. You want me to wear a mask? Pass a law. You want me to close a business? You pass a law. All right. That's how the American system of government works. We did not elect dictators. We elected civil servants who work for us. And that is the thing that the people have to understand. And now you're starting to see it. The people that are just understanding that this is a paper tiger, that they have no authority to do this, they're still there, right? So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where all this pans out. The thing that's going to really suck for our brothers in arms is the people that just, go along to get along, and I'll just go ahead and get the vaccine, and then your kids are left without a father. How's that going to work out? And that's what I talked to another vet who said the same thing. Well, what am I going to do? How am I going to provide if I don't have a job? How are you going to provide if you're dead? Because that's what these vaccines are intended to do. So, having the faith and the courage, that's what I applaud both of you for, having the faith and the courage to be able to stand against this tyranny. I mean, to me, that just shows your faith. Do you notice, let me ask real quick, we got about a minute and a half, then we'll come back for segment 2. Do you see that it seems to be like the faith-filled people that are the ones that are pushing back more than anything? Let me just go to you on that, Ben.
There's the 6 of us that are holding the line. All 6 of us have a firm stance that God is our Savior. He is our King, no king but King Jesus, and that's our stance. It's we have something solid. If your foundation is the military, I love the military, right? But if that's your foundation and it crumbles, you're gonna fall on your face. So for me, my rock is Jesus.
And I'll tell you what, and that is so true. And that's one thing that I've said repeatedly on my show in the morning is that, this is exposed people who have faith. And we'll talk about that when we come back from this break, because I see the people that have faith, and I don't care if they're doctors, I don't care if they're military, I don't care where they're at. The people that had faith were the ones that were not intimidated by this, because we don't walk in fear. We're not intimidated. We understand that there's a God. He's the creator. He gave us our rights. You can't take them from us. And we're really seeing that polarization. I mean, those who are walking by faith are being exposed, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because I think we're all going to be promoted, and I'll talk about that when we come back after this break. Join us after this short break.